So Nancy Pelosi was invited to throw out the ceremonial first pitch at the Washington Nationals Pride Night. As you could see, when the camera panned around, there was no one in that stadium. Now, we all know June is Pride Month. I don't know why the LGBTQ needs an entire month to celebrate, but that's their business. It doesn't affect me either way. I don't have to go along with it. But some will say that if I don't go along with it, then I'm a bigot, I'm a bad person, and I don't see it that way. You're free to live your life however you want to live it. Call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. That's on you. Leave me out of your business. Stay out of mine, and I'll stay out of yours. So they had a big celebration planned. Pelosi was being honored for all her work with the LGBTQ community. What work that is, I don't know. Not a fan of Pelosi, you all know that. So she threw out her mediocre pitch. That's what you can expect from an older woman, if you will. But they really expected a lot of people to show up. And when that stadium remained almost empty, I have to wonder what they thought about it. Because they were planning on at least 20,000 people to come. And they had a special gift to give the first 20,000 people through the gates.
The team's annual Pride event, Nats Night Out with the Nats. And Matt, really is just one big party, huh?
Yeah, you know what? This is a really great experience for me personally. I mean, this is my first time being out here onto the field. I got out here just relishing just how beautiful the weather has been. So talk about a perfect night for fans. So they are playing against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and currently we have people here setting up, of course. Fans are slowly trickling their way here. What's really cool tonight is at 7:05 p.m., Speaker Nancy Pelosi will be throwing out the first ceremonial pitch again at 7:05 p.m. She's actually being recognized for all of her decades' work trying to protect rights for the LGBTQ community. So, coming back to me, for those who are coming here, the first 20,000 fans, listen up if you're trying to rush your way here to Nats Park. If you're one of those 20,000 fans, you get to keep one of these, a Screech bobblehead, and you can see how Screech is holding the pride flag right behind him. As well as for those who did buy those special tickets, they can expect that shirt. Part of the proceeds will be benefiting an organization called Team DC. So again, a lot of things happening, a lot of good things happening. An exciting night, especially for those who are used to coming here, just one of the many popular events. And what's really cool about this is the 18th year for the Nats, and this is now the longest running Pride event for any Major League Baseball franchise. We're live here at Nats Park. Zoe, back to you.
Yeah, certainly an important event and a fun event there in Navy Yard as well. And I don't think I can make it to Nats Park in time for the game, Matthew, so you got to get me one of those Screech bobbleheads if you can, okay?
So yeah, you could see that stadium was empty. If there were 3,000 people in there, that was a lot. They weren't even close to having the 20,000 they expected to give away their little, I guess that's the Nationals mascot, holding the pride flag behind them. I guess maybe they gave everybody there 2 or 3 each just to get rid of them. But my point of this quick video is everyone does not have to agree and go along with this movement. I believe that we are entitled to our opinion. We are entitled to have a different approach, if you will, to what it is they're doing. We don't have to celebrate them. We don't have to march in their parades. We don't have to fly their flag. And quite frankly, when I see people flying the flag and, say, removing an American flag and putting up the pride flag in June, I think that's a disgrace to our country, because these people are living in America, and they're always saying they want their rights like everybody else. And I've always said, what rights exactly do they not have that the rest of us have? Because if there are more rights out there that they want, then I want them too. We all have the same rights under the Constitution of the United States. And they say they're being targeted with violence, with it. The protests that I have seen in the past, the violence was coming from the pro-LGBTQ people. They were angry at the people protesting against them. So the left, as far as I'm concerned, they're the ones that are violent. And yes, there have been people on the other side getting violent, but the majority of it, I would have to assume, was started from the LGBTQ side, because after all, they're trying to live their true self, and they can live their true self all they want. I don't know how many times myself or hundreds of other people, commentators, news reporters, you are entitled to live your life how you see fit. Everyone does not have to go along with it. Why do we have to agree to something that we, quite frankly, don't believe in? I don't believe a biological man can be a woman. And they get mad at that because that's my belief. Whatever happened to everybody's entitled to their opinion? In today's day and age, we cannot say, that's my opinion, so deal with it, because then we'll be the bad ones. We're wrong. We're radical. We're extreme. No, we're just American citizens living our lives like we always did. And within the last 8 or 10 years or so, this movement has become so powerful that they insist that we all go along with it. Well, some people hunt, okay? Some people bow hunt. They hunt with guns. They kill animals. And you'll have the PETA protesters against that, okay? You're killing animals. You're doing it. But you don't see them people forcing their cause down our throats. No, they're out there doing what they do, getting their point across, but they're not insisting that we all go along with the fact that they're against killing animals. They can do that. They can be against that. But if that's our thing, or you hunt, then you hunt. And that's where it ends. But with this LGBTQ movement, they insist that you use the correct pronouns, acknowledge that they're a man or a woman when they're the other gender. Well, I'm sorry, but again, we have a Constitution. And the First Amendment of the Constitution gives us the right to free speech. And although that's a hot topic today, that we're not able to say things that are on our mind, I think it's wrong, because I don't care how someone else chooses to live their life. I'm not against it, okay? But I'm not going to celebrate it with them, because I'm of the belief that I myself can't turn into a woman, or a woman can't turn into a man. And that's not hate. That's not bigotry. That's my belief. So whatever happened to, we can have our own belief system, and we can live our lives that way. The sooner this group, as large as it is now, understands that we are entitled to a differing opinion on what they do, then everybody will be just fine. Because no one really cares that the LGBTQ is out there and men are dressing like women. they know that they're not women, so if they claim that they're living their true self, then knock yourself out, have a ball. But the biggest sticking point with this is they're trying to bring little kids into this, and I think it's wrong. Leave little kids alone, and if their parents are gay or lesbian, then let them deal with their kids at home. But don't try to convince us that a child 3 months after they were born knew that they were born in the wrong body. Because I'm no scientist, I'm no doctor, but think about what I just said. We've all heard this said before, that some of these transgender kids knew right after they were born that they were born in the wrong body. And if somehow that's scientifically proven, then that's fantastic. But have your Pride nights, have your Pride month. No one cares. But don't be surprised that you're having this big celebration at your team stadium and no one shows up. They're not showing up because they don't believe in it. It's not because they hate it. They just choose not to take part in it. And that's their right under the Constitution of the United States. So I think we all need to just go about our lives, live the way you choose to live. And if I know somebody who's transgender, good for them. It doesn't affect the way I live, okay? But they don't need to force feed it to me and try to convince me to go along with it, because I'm not going to. And again, it's not hate. It's not bigotry. It's not extreme. It's my belief system that I was raised on. And everyone has their own belief system. So when these politicians who push this and these groups who push this, all they need to understand is you're entitled to have a differing opinion. That's okay. And that doesn't make you a bigot, and that doesn't make you an extremist. It makes you a human being, because after all, we're all human. Transgender, every race, every ethnicity, we're all human. And we all live our lives a certain way. So when certain groups want to push an issue on us that we don't like, then I think that's wrong. You go about your business, and we'll go about our business, and everybody will get along fine. And that's my opinion on it. And I'll say it one more time. I don't care what people do. I don't care how they live their life. I'm not interfering with your life. Don't interfere with my life. And everybody should get along just fine. And that's it. So if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, drop a comment, let me know what you think about this subject. I'd appreciate that. Share this video with someone. I hope everybody's healthy and safe, and I'll see you soon with something else. Have a great night.